Erev Tov, everyone. This week's parsha, we have the description of an event which is very mysterious. The Torah does not really explain it to us. It says in the Pasuk, Vayivoser Yaakov Levado. Yaakov was alone because he crossed Mount Yabok to get back to Pachim Ktanim, about which we spoke last night. And somebody came and wrestled with him. And it says in the parsha that they wrestled all night. It doesn't say in the parsha what the man wanted from Yaakov. Did he want money? In other words, is this a mugging? What does he want from it? And Yaakov wrestles with him, and Yaakov is crippled by him. And then at the end, he wants a blessing from him. And the man says, I have to leave. I can't keep the fight going. I have an appointment. And Yaakov asks him, what's your name? Right? We'll look it up on the police blotter. Maybe it said, Loma Zatisha Lishmi. What are you asking by name? They don't have a name. And he gave him a blessing. And he disappears. So, to interpret this parsha literally is almost impossible because it's irrational. So, because of the fact that he wants a blessing, the Medrash Chazal immediately said that this is not a man that he's fighting. It's an angel. And the angel represents Esau. In other words, in heaven, there are angels that represent groups, countries, individuals, ideals, ideas. There's such a concept. We had that before. Malachei Elokim Olim V'Yordim Bo. So there's Malachim for Eretz Yisrael, and there's Malachim for Chutz La'aretz. However, we will understand, and we probably will never understand, but there's such a, heaven has such a way of working. So here's an angel that represents, according to Chazal, Esau. Yaakov is on the way to meet Esau physically. Vayishlach Yaakov Malachim LeEsau V'Achiv. He sends, Yaakov wants to meet Esau. Before he meets the worldly Esau, the physical Esau, he somehow encounters the angel of Esau. And the angel of Esau wrestles with him. So Chazal in the Midrashim on this had all sorts of different opinions. What did the angel look like? What did he represent? So there's an opinion that he represented a gladiator, a fighter. There's one that he appeared to be a scholar, an academician, a man of academia. Some say that he was even learned in Jewish matters. Talmud Chacham. Who is he? This mysterious person. And he leaves a mark on Yaakov, because Yaakov is Tzolei al Yerecho. Yaakov limps. And we have a mitzvah that comes from it, the Gid HaNoshe. Okay, lo yochlu b'nei Yisrael is Gid HaNoshe ad hayom hazeh. Because Yaakov's Gid HaNoshe, which loosely translated, not particularly biologically correct, but loosely translated, it's the sciatic nerve. He dislocated a vertebrae that touched on the sciatic nerve that made it limp. And later on, we'll have a medrash that Yovo Yaakov Sholei Bir Sukkot. When Yaakov comes to Sukkot, so then Yizach Lo Hashemesh, the sun shone upon him and he was healed. What do we have to make of all of this? So naturally, the Meforshim spend a great deal of effort and time and talent to somehow make a message that's real to us. And the basic thrust of all of the Meforshim over and over again is that this is, so to speak, the spiritual challenge that Esav presents to us. The intellectual challenge. In our time, we would say the public relations challenge. And we see that the challenge has nothing to do with reality. We have, there's no question that the public relations challenge has been seriously compromised, if not even lost. Because you can't confuse me with the facts. My mind is made up. I know what I'm going to do. So the Torah wanted us to know that the battle is on many fronts. And it's not just the physical Esav that he's going to meet, because the physical Esav somehow, the Dor and the Tefillah and the Milchama, he'll get by him. But the angel of Esav is indestructible. The angel of Esav says Shira to the Ribbon Shalom. He says to him, Shalcheni no ki alos hashocher. It's Zman Kriya Shema, I gotta go. What do you do with that angel? How do you fight him? And that angel inflicts damage upon us. Makes us limp. We need a special blessing from heaven, from Vayizrach Lo Hashemesh. A miracle should happen, that the sun should shine for us in order to be able to overcome that angel, that spiritual challenge. And that intellectual challenge we see over the last 300 years of Jewish history, that the challenge been physical, terrible physical challenges, terrible tragedies physically, pogroms, Holocaust, October 7th, all of that. But what has probably taken a greater toll has been the intellectual challenge. Is the fact that there's a large body of wonderful Jews who have no concept of what it is to be Jewish. They don't know what it is. I heard the recordings of articles that were written in the United States by Rabbonim who attended the rally in Washington. And one of the things that impressed them the most was that people came over and said, basically, help me be Jewish. Guy comes over and says, give me a blessing that I shouldn't marry a non-Jew. You need a blessing. Don't go out with a shiksa. You won't marry a non-Jew. But that's not how people think. Give me a blessing that I should marry a Jewish girl. So that's the challenge of the angel of Esau. And that angel is fierce and unbending. And that's why Yaakov says, give me a blessing. I'm not going to let you go until you give me a blessing. Which is the intellectual challenge of our time. So in this mysterious parsha, there is a kernel of understanding of our time as well. We meet the real Esau, the real Yishmael, that, but what about the other one? How do we defeat the other one? That's the true challenge. So we'll be zoche also, vayizrach lo hashemesh, that the sun will shine for us as well. And somehow there'll be healing. But at least we should have the realization of what the problem is and what the challenge is that we are facing. Rabbi Chananya ben Akash Omer Ratza Kodesh Baruch Hu Zatat Israel.